Handyman, and I'm going to be showing you how to make apps using Gideros. I know I haven't uploaded in a long time, but it's because I've been working on my apps, and this is how I make them. So, yeah, I use Gideros, which runs on Lua, and I'll talk about that more in my downloading and installing video. But for now, open up Gideros and choose Create New Project. And I'm going to call this Tutorial Vid. And then, so now what you can do is, this is your project folder over here. So it shows like all your pictures, files of code, and then folders and stuff you can have under it. And that's just, whole thing is under tutorial vid. So I'm going to do add new file, and I'm going to call it main.lua. And main.lua is a name that will make it so it always executes it. So you choose main.lua, and then you double click on it to select it. So usually the first thing that is shown how to do is use the print function in most tutorial videos for different languages. But in Gideros, since it's an app, it doesn't do exactly what you would expect it to do. But that kind of makes sense. So it's not going to actually print it out legitimately in the app. It'll print it out here in output. So if you put in quotes, hello Gideros, it'll just put that out in output. So I'll show you what that does. But first of all, you have to set up a player. So go to player settings and make sure localhost is checked. And that'll just make a player on the computer. And downloading and installing video, I'll show you how to get a player on your Android device or Apple device. Actually, I don't know if they have it for Apple, but they might. So, yeah. So then you press this button that starts a player. And if the IP is set correctly, you can press that. And it'll just print it out right here. And as you can see, there's nothing in the actual app right here. So the reason you put the quotes around here, though, is because you want it to print out the actual text, hello Gideros. But if you wanted to, if we did like this, like that, it would think hello Gideros is a function or a variable. So let's try making a variable. So let's delete that, and let's say var equals, let's say in quotes, make sure it's in quotes, for the variable, because that shows that it's a string of text. And so var equals hello. And then you can do print, and then do hello. I mean, not hello. Sorry. You print var. And so what that'll do is it'll print out the what var is, the definition of var, like its value, even if it is a string value. So if you do that, it'll print out hello. And again, there will be nothing in here. So I also want to show you something that's pretty cool. You can make comments. So if you do that, and then type print out var, then it won't actually do anything to the code. It'll just be a comment there so you know what's happening, or if you want to like quit and like do it tomorrow, then you can say what you want to do tomorrow. So for now, so you probably want to know how to put text in the actual app so you can actually see stuff. Well, the way you do that is you do this. Bleh. So you go choose a name of your text field. Let's name it text. And this is autocomplete, so don't choose anything that would pop up in autocomplete unless you already have a variable defined, because that's something that's already taken as a function in Gideros. So text equals, and then text field.new. You can use autocomplete by checking on this and then press enter. So then you choose nil as your font because we don't have any fonts downloaded or installed. And it's just like a 8-bit blocky font, and maybe in a later video I can show you how to add new fonts. But nil, and then what you can do is you type in your text here. So hello Gideros. And then right here you can like set the position using, or anything like that, using text, and then colon, and then you can use any of the functions on it. So set position, then in parentheses, the X position and the Y position. So let's make the X position 10, the Y position 100. And then we have to, and then as you can see right here, it won't do anything because we haven't added text actually to the stage, which is the whole app. So we can do stage, or if you're using like anything else, like if you want to parent it to a different sprite, or using scene manager, which I'll show you later in a later video, you use stage and then add child, and then you do text. So now that'll appear right there, hello Gideros, and it's at 10x and 100y. So 10x, and the y is inverted, so it goes down like this, 100y. So now you're probably thinking it's pretty small text. Well, that's because it's only scaled to 1, 1. And by the way, over here, you can go to properties and choose the scaling. So since this is set to the same dimensions as we have in the properties, it's not going to be a problem. But if you're using it on a more high definition thing, or if you wanted to like change it to HD, then you can change the logical dimensions here. And if you don't want to like change it for every app, which makes sense, you can just do pixel perfect, and that'll just scale it to any resolution. And if it's like a longer phone or something, it'll just leave blank spaces at the top, so it won't like stretch it out in a weird way. So yeah, it'll do that. And then let's change the scale of the text. So text set scale. And then you can change it basically on the X or the Y individually, or you can just do this. So I recommend changing the scale of the same thing on both axes. So let's do 5, 5. And now it's so big that it's sort of chopped off at the end. So if we change it to 0, then it won't be. The x-axis is now 0, so it's not chopped off at the end. So if you like change it to a different one on the Y or X, then it'll be sort of like squished in one direction. So it can also squish on the Y like that. But I don't recommend doing that unless you want that in your game for whatever reason. So now you can change the color of the text. So to do that, you can go text, set text color. And then you have to use a hexadecimal color, which isn't like RG blue, like 10 red, 10 green, 10 blue. You have to use a hexadecimal color, which is pretty different. If you know hex, that's good, but if you don't, like me, I'm not that good with it. You have to use an online converter or something so you can tell. So the website I use is this website right here. You can just search Hex Color Picker and it'll pop up, but I'll give you the link to it in the description. And basically what you can do is you can choose any color, and then you choose like different variations of it. And you can also use RGB. So say I want to make the green, let's make it 120 green, 100 blue, and just like 25 red. Then it'll give you the RGB value, and then right here the hex value. So let's copy that. Then in Gideros, what it wants you to do is you put 0x, and then you put in your hex value. So if we press the player, then it'll be hello Gideros, and it'll do it in that color. So that's pretty cool. And so then some of the things that you can see when you see set, these are the recent ones you've done, but if you want to get different ones, you just do that again. You just press backspace and it'll know that you don't want the recent ones. A lot of these you cannot use on text, most of them. It just gives you anything that starts with set. So like set volume would be like for a completely different thing, sound. So you can't use all of these on it. I can only use some of them. So keep that in mind. Okay, so now let me show you one more thing. So this we should probably put before it because it makes sense to do. It's setting the background color. So if you want the app not to just be normal white, then you can change it to like any other color. And again, you use Hex for that. So you do application, set background color. You can autocomplete that. And then you use the Hex value. So let's find this here. So let's set it to red. So 200, about 200 red. Let's say just like 30 green or so, and then like this can make it purple if you wanted to do that. So let's make it purple. So let's make it like 180, about 180 blue. So it'll give you again the RGB value and the hex value. So then we put that in here, 0x, and there. And then that will change the background color to whatever color we chose. So I should probably have chose like a better contrast for that, but that's just all part of game design and choosing the contrasting colors. Like if you wanted to actually see this text in a different game, you should probably choose different colors to contrast the background between that. But yeah. So yeah, that's about it for this video. And yeah, I'll probably in later videos I'll show you how to do more things with it. Like I'll do if statements maybe. Probably in a video pretty soon. I'm going to show you how to do a lot of stuff, and then I'll show you how to use Scene Manager, which basically lets you create multiple menus. So you could create like a play button, then when you press that, it takes you to the game, and when you press back, it takes you to the level select or something like that. I'll show you how to do that. And yeah, that's basically it for this video, and thanks for watching. Be sure to like if you liked it, so that I know that you liked it. Subscribe if you want more of this and other stuff, and share it if you want other people to make games too. So